they were interviewing the heads of Harvard, and they said if someone is saying kill the Jews and they're yelling this on campus, is that considered hate speech? And they're like, well, only if it's actionable. Like, what are you saying? Like, how the fuck are you the head of Harvard? And I think not just, the idea of like the woke mind virus or Marxist ideology, but there's no question that stuff has invaded a lot of our institutions of higher learning. And I think they're in disarray. And I think AI is going to replace the need for them, like almost entirely. It will be pointless to get a degree in coding. It's not going to matter. This fucking phone can do it in 3 seconds. Why are you going to spend 300 days on something that could be instantaneously done? I think it's going to remove a lot of the incentives for people to go and get degrees. And I think as time goes on, they are going to dig their heels in and stay this kooky course they're on. We're not allowing real objective intellectual discourse, only allowing things to be discussed that align with their ideology, which is the opposite of higher learning. Even if you are diametrically opposed and you vehemently opposed to an ideology, you should be able to argue against that ideology in a more convincing and profound way.
Of course.
That's what higher learning is supposed to be all about. They've abandoned that for activism. That's a death knell. They've signed their own death certificate.
Yeah.
So I think all these people that are, in control of the narrative of ancient history and of archaeology and of the timeline of the human being itself, I think, because that's changing all the time. I mean, they just recently found a version of a human being that's 500,000 years older than we thought the first human came from. So they just pushed the timeline of a human being to 1,000,000 years. Okay, well, that might be wrong. Okay, it might be way earlier than that. We don't know yet. And I think once we're living in a post-artificial general superintelligence world, all these supposed control centers of information will dissolve. I don't think they're going to have any. There's not going to be any respectability to the name Harvard when you've got digital God. It won't mean anything that you graduated from Yale.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you that these core samples are incorrect and the data's wrong, and we know no one's sailed before 60,000, whatever it is. You're going to get a different way that human beings interact with information. I don't think there's going to be any gatekeepers of information anymore.